Hello folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Modern video. Hopefully soon we'll go back to playing some Legacy, because, Legacy will get some bans, but I record these like a week ahead of time, and I'm just sitting here waiting for the results of Eternal Weekend, like, bans please? Bans when? Anyway, today we are going to be playing with Dragon Day Dragon's Glimpse of Tomorrow deck list. So in case you aren't familiar with this card, shuffle all permanents you own into your library, then reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put all non-aura permanent cards revealed this way into play, and then do the same for the aura cards afterwards. Then you put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So note that this says shuffle all permanents. This includes things like lands and tokens, right? So we are going to make tokens with things like Seasoned Pyromancer, or a Chancellor of the Forge that just happens to start in our opening hand and gives us a Goblin token. And we can even just investigate twice via something like Wave Sifter or Tireless Provisioner, which landfall can give us some foods. We are not usually looking to suspend this thing. We are usually looking to cast one of our Cascade cards. And if you'll notice, there's no CMC 1 or 2 cards in this deck, so you always Cascade into a Glimpse of Tomorrow. And once we do so, we're going to get scary things in play like Omnaths and Goblin Dark Dwellers, and just kind of, go ham, making a bunch of mana, and maybe even casting Glimpse of Tomorrow again immediately. I have gotten paired against this deck a couple of times, and it has done some absolutely bonkers, silly things, so I'm really looking forward to trying this out myself. This is a Glimpse of Tomorrow is a card that just like I've never seen happen in Legacy. It's kind of a thing that's relegated more to Modern, so I'm really looking forward to trying this out. Our sideboard has a handful of ley lines, which, number one, count as a permanent, right? So, like, in addition to just doing the normal stuff that it might do against something like Burn, it also is something that you can shuffle in and use to get another thing out of your deck. Otherwise, there's a lot of just generic tech here. You have some generic counter spells for your blue deck. You have things like Foundation Breakers and Force of Vigor to answer problematic artifacts. And you also have a random Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn, for if you get paired against something like Mill, which is not really a thing that you have to worry about in Legacy, but in Modern, that deck just pops up from time to time and gets people. I don't think I have too much else to say. I think I'm going to let the gameplay speak for itself here. If you're new here, please consider subscribing for Legacy, Modern, and Vintage content. I'm slowly marching towards 10,000 subscribers, and really hoping to hit that goal in the not-too-distant future. If you end up wanting to try this out or get one of your own deck lists on the channel, that information is always available in the video description. Let's battle. Okay, I have kept my opening hand for round 1 here. I have a turn 2 Wave Sifter into a turn 3 Violent Outburst. I don't think I'm gonna have to super play around a lot of things here. What colors is this Triome? Not green. I need green here. So maybe Stomping Ground. That sounds good. There is a question of like whether or not I will go absolutely turbo, depending on like how quickly my opponent is going. I could wait a turn to play the Seasoned Pyromancer as well. Okay. Yeah, let's investigate twice. Do I evoke? Yeah. Put these on the stack. Get my clues. So from experience, I'm not 100% sure how many permanents I need in order to like actually do my thing. Oh, we're playing against Enchantress. How quickly do I need to go off here? My guess is probably not that quickly, right? My opponent doesn't have any card draw in play yet. Do I wait a turn? I think I'll wait a turn. I'll go ahead and shock here and do the thing. So I will discard 2 cards. We'll just discard the non-land ones. And then next turn I will go off with Violent Outburst. I can also play Fury if I want, and with the evoke trigger on the stack, I can just go ahead and cast my Violent Outburst and do the thing. I think that's probably fine. Sure. Oh, this has Shroud because of Sterling Grove. That's a thing. So I guess I will go ahead and pull a land out of the deck. And do I want to just pitch the Fury here? I think I do. I don't think I need this Glimpse of Tomorrow. I think this wins me the game. I'll just choose no creatures for Fury, and then I will, quote-unquote, Do the thing. I will Cascade into a Glimpse of Tomorrow. Again, I am always going to hit that. Okay, I hit a lot of things. I do not need to pay the life here. Oh my god. Okay. I'll place some things on the stack. I will yield to this. Food, I guess? I'm probably not going to need more mana. Yeah. Okay. Maybe some of these become treasures, you know, just in case I draw a ridiculous 7-drop or something. Alright, so now I do a looting. I'll discard this Gemstone Caverns. Cool. Oh, those have haste. That's dope. I'll make a plant. Oh, now they get big. So that's a thing. Okay. Cool. And now, like, the tail end of the evoke doesn't happen. So I can Goblin Dark Dwellers and do it again. I guess I do it again post-combat? I don't know, if I hit just, like, a Chancellor of the Forge, I just, like, totally go off and do the thing, right? Maybe it was supposed to be all treasure tokens, because I, like, play the Wave Sifter, too. Okay. My opponent has conceded. They can't get back in quickly enough. That's fine. Not... Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I hit another Chancellor of the Forge next time around after, like, flipping this many permanents, I probably just win. I have a little bit of stuff for Enchantress. So, like, Foundry Breaker and Force of Vigors are probably supposed to come in. I'm not sure if I'm also supposed to bring in, like, the Teferi. I feel like the answer is no. I think I just kind of need to keep my density of cards that matter. I also don't really know what I am supposed to board out. It kind of seems like most of my cards are good. So maybe this is a situation where I just trim some stuff rather than fully cutting. Like maybe trim one of each of those 5 drops. Maybe trim a Pyromancer. I don't know, Fury isn't like super necessary. My opponent has some mana dorks, but I should just combo harder. Yeah, maybe I keep all the Goblin Dark Dwellers and just pitch the Furies. I played Modern Enchantress right when it was first being developed, but I have not done so recently at all. Yep. I mean, this just has a turn 3 combo attempt. That's fine. I can also turn it into a turn 4 and play a Seasoned Pyromancer in the meantime. So I think I'm good with that. So I will just play this tapped Triome. This gives me my blue mana that I need. Next turn I can fetch green, investigate twice, and do the Shardless Agent thing on turn 3. Kinda see where we end up. Kind of what I choose to do depends on how big my opponent goes here. Alright, so once again, I need the green mana. I already have access to green, red, red. I already have access to blue, blue. I think I can just grab the basic forest and not take damage here. And then we'll evoke my good friend. And take my clue tokens. I will have 5 permanents on my turn. Unsure as... Ooh. Oh. Okay, they are straight up just tutoring here. Choke. Okay. That is not... like, that's gonna keep one of my lands tapped, but I can otherwise just play around that with very minimal disruption to me. Yeah, if that's my opponent's Haymaker, that's not good enough. Yeah, I won't sacrifice one of these clues or anything. Yeah, fetch away. I don't think you can hear it, but apologies if you can hear that smoke alarm from the apartment next door. Yeah, I mean, take your Enchantress's presence. That's fine with me. That is not going to be enough to just, like, outright win the game. Alright, I've drawn an Omnath. That's not really what I'm looking for. So I will shock here. I will play my Shardless Agent. Things can go wrong here, but I will guaranteed Cascade into the card that I'm looking for, obviously, and I'll kind of see where my hand ends up. So this is 4 mana. Oh, I straight up just hit 5 lands? Fuck. Okay. I don't have red, red, or Goblin Dark Dwellers, or any of the cards in my hand. Green, red, white, blue. I can play an Omnath. So I guess I'm... oh no. Oh fuck, this enters tapped, but it appeared untapped because of the timing. Thanks, Magic Online. That was confusing for me. Well, damn. I guess we're not paying life for this now. That was kind of shit, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was a bad set of flips, and plus I got bamboozled by Magic Online. We're just bluffing interaction. That's all. Oh fuck! Now I got so frazzled by the Magic Online visual display bug that I didn't make this enter untapped. So now I'm not gonna be able to play an Omnath off it. I wonder if I just punted that one by. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, why didn't you get that shit the first time around? Actually, this is good for me, isn't it? Holy shit, that Blood Moon is so good for me. Because now I just get to play Goblin Dark Dwellers and try again. Oh my god, that is so good for me. Yep. Alright, so land. 5 mana for Goblin Dark Dwellers. And take another crack at it. Yeah, I will cast that card. Okay. Oh man, these Goblin Dark Dwellers don't currently have any targets. Alright, so they don't truly trigger. So now I discard this Omnath, which I can never cast. And I guess this Chancellor of the Forge. Get a couple of things. I will, at this point, I guess just play this Seasoned Pyromancer. I'll discard 2 cards with it. Alright. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I have a respectable amount of damage, but Enchantress should be good, at least in theory, at taking some of this stuff out of play. Alright, so my opponent's just kind of chilling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enchantments. Yeah, I think I just send this on in and let my opponent kill one of these Goblin Dark Dwellers by blocking. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. Probably kill them over the course of 2 turns. I think I'm good with that. Send them. I think this is one of those math is for blockers situations. Oh, wow. I thought we would be animating here. Oh, no, there's only 4 unblocked. Sure, go to 3. I'll, I guess, play this. And... oh, wait, I can just do this. Oh, no, it's 5 to do that. Can't do that. I will suspend this and get this going. But my opponent didn't immediately crack Sterling Grove for something crazy. I've got that going for me. Sure, that's fine. Like, this isn't hasty or anything. Okay. That's bad. That's very bad for me. It has Shroud, so it will need to blow up Sterling Grove and then Solitary Confinement. So that's a thing. I'll play my land. I will play this and create a couple more elemental tokens, like going for the future. My opponent's got Shroud, and they prevent the damage that's on them. Unless they get incredibly unlucky, they will be able to just kill me by churning through a whole bunch of cards here. I might not die this turn, but I'm pretty darn likely to die next turn. Oh, do they just have an Emrakul? Yeah, I'm at 11 life. I will just concede to that. Okay, wee bit sloppy on my end in terms of some of the mechanics that game, but I also think we got a little unlucky. Okay, do I need 2 more outs to Solitary Confinement in the form of Teferi? Does it just put permanents into play? Yeah, it does just put permanents into play, so I could play 2 Teferis as well. I should probably do so. Although I'm not, like, super sure what I'm supposed to cut. Is it just Seasoned Pyromancer? Unsure. Maybe a Seasoned Pyromancer? It's something I can do under a Blood Moon, though. Like, that is very real. I don't know that I want to get rid of all of those. Maybe I get rid of 1 payoff card here, because just, like, a bunch of hasty tokens is probably good enough. And one of these. Just kind of split the difference here. Alright, how's the hand look? I do not have mana to Wave Sifter, so I think this has to be a mulligan. I also don't have 3 mana. Also don't have red to just suspend this. Yeah, we're gonna send this back. I can start the game with 2 1/1 haste tokens, and then miss out on all my land drops and die. I think I have to go to 5. Uh, so, and obviously has a problem. Doesn't have enough land. I can keep a Force of Vigor. So on 5, this would be Force of Vigor, green card, Violent Outburst, Wave Sifter. Oh my god. I don't think that wins. Okay, this I will keep. This is a 4-card hand. I will pitch the Force of Vigor. I will pitch a Shardless Agent. And I'm going to hope that I draw a land in 2 draw steps and keep this Chancellor in my hand so that I can actually just start with another permanent. I believe that is where I am at. Alright, I will take my Gobbo. Hello, friend. Ooh, it is a Phyrexian Goblin token. Sick. Alright. I don't think it used to be that. That must have happened in that errata stuff. Let's fetch a Triome. Bash in for 1. There's some worlds where, like, I have to respect choke, but kind of on the mulligan that I'm on, I think I'm kind of hoping to, like, top deck into a Wave Sifter and just get lucky. That's not a Wave Sifter, but it does mean that I can at least attempt a Shardless Agent next turn and try to do something cool. I can also fetch Forest and Mountain if I want to try to play around a choke to the best of my ability. Alright, Solitary Confinement. This, sure. This means that this Goblin doesn't get in for any damage on its own anymore. I don't think I'm going to fetch with this yet. I think I will attempt to play around some Blood Moon type stuff. Yeah, I mean, Forest, Mountain, this produces blue. Alright. Forest. Oh, I might not have a basic Mountain, actually. I might need to shock with this one. Oh no, I do have a basic Mountain. That's fine. Spin the wheels. Kinda hope to get lucky here. Because a lot can go wrong. We'll put the Goblin Dark Dwellers on the stack first, so that it goes on the bottom, and the Wave Sifters resolve first. That gives me more permanents, and then I can recast the Glimpse of Tomorrow. And now we're doing it with way more permanents. I don't need to pay the life for this. Alright. So I will make some more stuff. I'll make treasures with these. That's 3 treasures. Do I just keep both of these cards? Because next turn I can just cast a Chancellor of the Forge. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, is this not optional? Oh, this is not optional. Discard 2, then draw 2. Okay. Well, scrap that plan. Never mind, we drew a new one. Okay. Cool. So next turn I have 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't want to evoke this. Alright, this is where my turn just ends. That's fine. This is a respectable amount of damage, if nothing else. Like, even not just, like, counting hitting a land for a Chancellor. What the hell is this? When it ETBs untap... Okay, hold on. Untap. Tap all creatures, then phase them out until out of time leaves the battlefield. Put a time counter on out of time for each creature phased out this way. What the fuck is this shit? Absolute bullshit. What the fuck? Oh my god. Alright. Green, red, white, blue. I'll play an Omnoth, I guess. I'll draw my card. There's a land. Will give me 4 life. Okay, let's yield to this guy here. I'm up to 21. I have never seen this out of time card before. Just what a perfect card to hate on me. Now my opponent can, like, find a Blood Moon or whatever equivalent sort of card they want to find. Not great for me. Okay. So this gives me a land drop. Second time... Oh no, it's when it ETBs that I draw a card. Oh, the second time is mana. Okay. So I fetch now. I think I can shock myself as to not think about things too deeply here. Maybe I don't need to shock myself. Like, forest is fine. I don't have blue yet without treasure token. All right, no, I will do this. Yes. Okay. Now, I will go ahead and play this here goblin friend. Well, I guess, like, he's not technically a goblin friend, but, like, you know, right? Like, he's definitely goblin adjacent. I attack with this Omnoth. I don't really need... Or no, is this a 0-2? Yeah. I guess I can attack with everything then. And there's the obligatory block. My opponent takes 5 and goes to 10. Out of time ticks down, still at a healthy 6 counters. My opponent didn't immediately tutor for something. So, okay. There's an Enchantress effect. Next turn, I have to start worrying about solitary confinement coming into play. Yep. This is scary. I could still top deck something like a Force of Vigor. Force of Vigor is kind of neat. Ooh, yeah. So my opponent had some cute lines there that they didn't take that involved, like, giving up one of those to tutor. I think I'm going to come just short of actually winning here. I'm going to attack. My Chancellor is going to get blocked. I'm going to deal 6 to my opponent, and then I think I'm locked out. Unfortunately. Because my opponent will have the ability to just solitary confine me, lock me up, and if both of these are shrouded, I can't get rid of one of these with the other, or anything of that nature. Yeah, just overall, not a great position for me. Yeah, so this is the upkeep tutor for what I presume is solitary confinement. Yep. And I expect that I lose in pretty quick fashion to that. I mean, we'll see how things actually play out, but I'm not expecting to win here. I just, I can't interact with my opponent's permanents right now with how the board is set up. Oh, that's a Sithis. Sure. Where's the solitary confinement? Oh, okay. That's a lot of red. Okay, there's the solitary confinement. Or am I getting Blood Mooned as well? If I get Blood Mooned as well, it becomes very hard. No, I didn't. I was just tapping for a random color. Sure. A Teferi. Now, a Teferi sure as hell is not actually going to bounce the things that I need it to bounce. Can't, like, get cute and bounce an Omnoth. I don't really know what my outs are to truly win here. I'm just, like, since, like, as you can see here, when I minus, I don't really have good targets other than bouncing my own stuff. I think I'm just going to plus this Teferi and keep this in play. Oh, actually, I regret my line a little bit. I probably should have cracked this prior to playing the Teferi. There's a Foundation Breaker, but again, I can't actually blow up any of my opponent's stuff right now. I need them to, like, tutor with one of these Sterling Groves. That would be the last possible thing I would do if I were them. If they tutor with a Sterling Grove, I can Foundation Breaker one of them, Teferi another, and kind of, like, go on my merry way. Alright, they dumped the choke. Yeah, they are drawing 3 cards for every enchantment that they draw. I imagine this tips in favor of my opponent very quickly. If I ever get an attack step that is, like, reasonable, that would be cool. I don't know. Maybe my opponent will get sloppy and junk one of their Sterling Groves, but not super expecting that. Oh, did you just find the Emrakul already? Okay. I think I'm dead enough to that I will just go ahead and concede and move on to the next round. GG's. All right. I think I'm gonna open. I think I am going to keep my opening hand here. Rather, I have, like, some Colony Gardens and Chancellor of the Forges to give me some initial permanence. So I think this is a reasonable keep because I have some bonus permanence plus a Shardless Agent on turn 3. Okay. So we are playing against either humans or a human-adjacent deck. That's fine. Colony Garden. I don't think I'm supposed to attack here. I think my permanent count is more important than my opponent's champion of the parish. Because if I like go off and do my thing, I will dump so many bodies into play. We'll see what my opponent has to say about this, though. Like, there's some hate bears and stuff in this deck that could get a little bit annoying. My opponent plays double 1-drop here. These get big fast. Oh, no. Oh, yep. Just wrong color. Sure. Oh, yeah. This is a lot of damage. I'm going to take 4 this turn and probably like 7-ish next turn. Yeah, my life total is going to go fast. Oh, my God. Do I wait? No, I can't wait this time around. I can take out the 3/3 and the 0/1. That's probably a good turn. All right. Cast Fury, junk one of these, and I'll deal 3 here, 1 here. That feels pretty good. And now I'll lose my Fury. Throw this down. Don't need to pay life for it. And if my opponent doesn't put up much of an offense, I can maybe even just wait a turn to play a tireless Provisioner and just kind of make this as safe as possible that I actually get to go off. I wonder if this is going to be kind of one of those decks like Legacy High Tide where if you don't feel threatened, you just kind of like wait for as long as possible. Okay, Thalia means I am obligated to wait a turn. That's fine. I can take the 3 here and the 5 next turn. That means I get to just kind of do my thing with Tireless Provisioner. So this will give me 2 permanents. Wave Sifter will also give me 2 permanents. I'll go ahead and just play this one. It is just a 3/2 body. It might make my opponent kind of second guess themselves about an attack. The Thalia will make some potential like second attempts at going off a little bit weird. Oh, my opponent is junking a... Oh, Holy Horizon Canopy. Yeah, so they did not attack with Champion of the Parish. I can kill this Thalia here. I do not think I want to do so. I think I'm okay leaving it in play. It's like... Ooh. Do I wait? I can play Colony Garden. This gives me... Is it a food? A food or a treasure. I can do that, make a treasure, and that can be my 4th mana. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. Alright. Let's go ahead and yield to that. Make the treasure. Okay, cool. Let's spin the wheels with Shardless Agent. And I have my treasure token so that I can actually cast my spell. I will pay my 1 mana, and we'll see where the slot machine takes us. I do not need to pay 2 life for that. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, we were going to Fury, literally wipe the board with the first Fury, and then, like, play the roulette wheel again if I want. I could also just, like, call it a turn there. I don't think I'm going to sideboard much. I kind of think my Furies that are in the main deck kind of do what I want to be doing versus this deck. I might bring in Foundation Breaker. I don't know what hate my opponent will have for me, but there's a pretty good chance that most of the non-bears and some of the bears that they could bring in will be artifacts or enchantments. I will probably bring in 2 Foundation Breakers. Maybe junk some Seasoned Pyromancers. They're a little slow here. Or an Omnoth. Junk 1 Omnoth. Just putting a couple of 4/4s into play is good enough. Yeah, let's kind of split the difference there. My opening hand does not have any way to do the thing. I think I go ahead and mulligan this. Like, having a Fury in my opening hand is cool and all, but if I don't have a way to, like, cast a Violent Outburst, I think the hand needs to go back. I don't think this is reasonable to keep. How's my 5 look? Not good, honestly. I have permanents, but absolutely no way to do anything with them. I'll go to 4. Okay, this is the best of the hands that I have seen so far. It is missing blue mana, so I probably have to keep Violent Outburst over Shardless Agent. Wave Sifter goes back, 1 Shardless Agent goes back, and from there I'm a little bit less sure about my life. Part of me thinks I might need to go off twice in order to win this game if I'm going to go off from so few permanents. Accordingly, I'm going to throw back my Forest and keep the ability to play both of these. I think I'm going to get overrun or hated out on the draw after mulliganing this deep. We'll see if I'm wrong, though. That represents a lot of pressure. Not like turn 1, I'm going to die that way pressure, but that represents a lot of damage very quickly with things like Champion of the Parish coming off the Vial this turn. It can be like Champion, then Violin, it can be Violin Champion, then play something like a Thalia. Oh, they kept a 1-lander. Things are a little better for me then. I also drew a land that gives me some advantage, so that helps. Alright, that's a Noble Hierarch. That helps fix my opponent's mana. I might kind of throw caution to the wind next turn, just play Violent Outburst and hope it works out. Ooh. Okay, so Damping Sphere is going to mean that I'm going to need way more. Alright, it's not super realistic for me to go off anymore. So I'm going to need 2 more extra mana in order to eventually go off. Not great. Hopefully that's the tail end of my opponent's gas. So at 5 mana, I can Violent Outburst into my Glimpse. That's a decent ways away. Okay, what is this? Hexproof of monocolored. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, get a golem. Oh, I am so dead to that. If my opponent just like plays a couple of multicolored critters. That like a meddling mage. That's blue mana floating. That's scary. Oh my god. Okay, so my opponent has meddling mage and then can't cast it, it seems. Due to their damping sphere. Yeah. I can't kill the general, but I can get everything else that my opponent is doing. And then I can try to go off the following turn. That's pretty dope. I'll exile my Chancellor. This gets me Fury. And I will split the damage across these 3 creatures. Obviously, I'll do 1 extra to Thalia out of spite. JK, unless something gets weird, I'm going to throw it here. Alright. Goodbye, critters. But also goodbye to my Fury. So we'll just play that land tapped, and be sad when my opponent puts Meddling Mage on my combo card, and then I can't really do anything. It's super hard for me to beat a Meddling Mage. I'm going to have to find another Fury. Unsettled Mariner. That's totally okay. Yeah, absolutely. And I will take 3 here. I thought this had protection from monocolored. Hexproof on monocolored. Sure. Okay, that's a very meaningful difference. My opponent has a 4/4 golem now. Oh? Alright, I don't think I get to cast that. So I will just cast my Violent Outburst. Then my red combo enabler will cost me 1 mana. So I'll cast this, and I probably can't go much deeper this turn. I got an Omnoth and 3 lands that entered the battlefield. No, I can go deeper. This is going to give me red. I can just cast this Fury, right? I'll have 4, 5, 6 mana. Now, Fury will cost 7. If I draw a land, I could do it. I think I will have this enter untapped. I think I'm okay with that. Holy moly. All right. Yeah, I can put this down here. I can just like continue this way as well. All right. These Omnoth triggers, I guess I will just always yield to those. I think I'm just going to straight up combo off through my opponent's Damping Sphere. Okay. So I will float a red and a blue here. I think I am good with just recasting this. To pay 2 generic mana here. I will go ahead and do so. Eat your heart out, Damping Sphere. Okay. I will Foundation Breaker. Destroy the Damping Sphere. Yes, I will pay the 1. I will Chancellor of the Forge. Oh, that Violent Outburst is still on the stack, by the way. That's still there. I think my opponent is straight up dead. Yeah, so I make 4 goblins, and then I make 8 goblins. Then I'll destroy that Damping Sphere. Absolutely, I will use the ability. Yeah, okay. My opponent sees what's going on there and concedes. Holy hell. Comboing off through that Damping Sphere felt great. GG's. Alright, so round 3, I have one additional permanent, I guess, from this initial trigger. I have the ability to do the thing on turn 3, although this might be a hand where I wait until turn 4 to just fully do my thing. Hello, Goblin Friend. Welcome. So my opponent straight up did not play a card there. Like, okay. Don't know what that's about. I'll hit you. Are you some sort of, like, Belcher deck and you're just, like, missing one card to go off or something, or what? Okay. Alright, that's a forest. Young Wolf. Okay. I don't know why you didn't... I don't know. I don't know, YouTube. Please let me know if you know. Like, maybe I'll figure it out in another turn or so, but that's super fucking weird. Okay, that's an Omnoth. I do not know what I am playing around here, like, slash what I need to do. I'm guessing my opponent is gonna, like, blow up their Undying creature and, like, turn it into a 3/3 with one of, like, the blue pseudo removal spell sorts of things. But I don't know exactly where we're going with this here. I'm not gonna attack in. I am very confused by my opponent time walking themselves. I don't know. Maybe my opponent got confused by my goblin token, like thinking that I did something on my own turn. Okay, Twilight Mire. Wall of Roots. Okay. Sure. Alright, yeah, you can attack in, that's fine. Alright, I'm gonna guess that I have a turn to set up more here. I'm just unsure if I'm supposed to play Tireless Provisioner or Seasoned Pyromancer. Tireless Provisioner gives me 2 permanents. Well, 2 additional ones. Seasoned Pyromancer gives me 2 additional ones beyond it, so, like, we're gonna end up in the same boat. I think I'm gonna play the Seasoned Pyromancer and just kind of loot through some of the junk that's in my hand. I have quite a few cards that are just, like, not currently realistically castable. So let's junk 2 here. A Fury. That is not worth burning my Violent Outburst on. But I am going to just take an attack in with this Goblin, because technically, Fury is something that can happen here. Yeah, alright. My opponent blocked. That's fine. That is expected. I don't know what my opponent is doing. Like, it's now clear to me they are a green-black deck, but, like, what is this mana acceleration good for? Alright, there's a counter on Wall of Roots. That is a Yawgmoth. Okay, so they can pay a life, sacrifice a creature, put a -1 counter on up to 1 target creature, and draw a card. Sure. They can technically kill one of my tokens. Don't think I care. I think I do just play my land and then play Violent Outburst, though. I think this is enough permanence where it is just go time. Cast. Cast. Oh, I guess I need to float a mana here. I think I've missed my opportunity to do so. My opponent will probably respond, though. Okay, so they're going to blow up one of my elementals, so I can float a mana. I guess I'll float a blue for some of the Sifter effects. I don't know, maybe I float a red for, like, this Fury that's in my hand. Alright. Oh, yeah, I guess I can blow up multiple of my creatures. This is not a bounded thing. This is not a once per turn. I can sacrifice the Young Wolf twice and then Wall of Roots once. Okay, now what the fuck is happening? Okay. Cool. Okay, so you get another Young Wolf, and then you can use Yawgmoth to blow up all of my creatures? Okay. This is neat. Guess I'll yield to that. Definitely was not expecting this. Okay, so my opponent now will sack the other Young Wolf, blow up an elemental token. Okay. Oh, they sacked the Wall of Roots first. Alright, then there goes the Young Wolf. Yep. Lead. Just gonna always yield to that. Sure. Okay. So I'm losing my stuff. I still have 4 permanents, so, like, we'll kind of see how this goes. Okay. I would definitely say it goes okay. I'll yield to those. I'll get 4 clues. I'll yield to this. I get 3 hasty goblins, which also get some additional power. So I've already played my land. I will draw a card here, I think. See what I end up with. That is a red card for Fury, notably. I will bash in for 6. Oh, an Endurance. And here I was thinking that I didn't need to cast Fury until after combat. Well, I guess the overall result is the same, right? So, like, my opponent's going to do that and then just junk 1 card. Yeah, that's fine. That would have happened pre-combat as well. Alright. My opponent has a whopping 9 cards. Protection from humans. This is not a human. This is an elemental incarnation. So I will just evoke this and send my 4 damage directly at it. So note, this is sacrifice another creature, so Yawgmoth can't sacrifice to itself. I imagine this is the concession point. I don't think my opponent's going to be playing sweepers in green-black when they have that many creatures themselves. Okay, that's fine. That, in fact, fixes my mana. Sure. I mean, I guess I could just play, like, 4 1-drops and just fucking block me. I guess that's a thing that can technically occur. Okay. Sure. Okay. Slightly less good than I would like it to be. I think I'm going to draw a card before I decide what my attacks are going to be. I'm going to play this one. Oh, okay. My opponent's hand is apparently just bad. They've conceded. Okay. Like, I attack again. Like, this gets chump blocked, so my opponent doesn't die. They trade a Strangleroot Geist with one of these. Yeah. Maybe my position was better than I was giving it credit for there. Basically, none of my stuff is really gonna interact with a Yawgmoth. If I was a green-black deck, what would my disruption for combo look like? Probably discard. I don't know that I'm going to change a single card. I think I'm just going to whack the submit button. Maybe I'm supposed to just like randomly board in a Teferi to bounce a Yawgmoth or something. Yeah, I don't really know. This is sort of interesting, right? So I can exile a red card, and then this starts in play. So I could straight up start with a land in play and just suspend a Glimpse of Tomorrow. I think that's fine. I think I'm going to keep this. So I have a whopping 3 opening hand actions. I will exile a Glimpse of Tomorrow. I maybe want to keep both of those. I can suspend both. I'll junk a Chancellor of the Forge at this point. Alright, I've got goblins. And I get to play this Glimpse on turn 1, which is kind of what makes it good here. Alright. So I play my land. I go to combat and attack with these, take my initial damage. Opponent goes to 18. I'll fetch with these. I need red that's untapped. And then I need both green and blue at some point this game. I'll take the blue now, I guess. I don't know. I need the green for more things. And then I will suspend my Glimpse. Good stuff. Not that one. I need this one. All right, there's your land drop. What do you got? Sure. I'll yield to that. Let that tick down slowly. There's a Wave Sifter. We'll go ahead and evoke that for green and blue. That'll increase my permanent count by 2, and then I can sneak in 1 point of damage here. Okay. I think my opponent just played around Fury, by the way. I wasn't super paying attention. Alright, there's your land. Do you have 4 mana for a Yawgmoth? No, you do not. Alright, those Oh, a Grist. That's super interesting. Oh, but you're just... Okay, so they're not attacking my permanent count here. Sure. I don't think I want to crack any clues. I will just suspend another Glimpse, though. I'll play this. Go red, get another one coming. And then I don't super care about my opponent mucking with my board. Because even if I roll kind of bad, I just have another Glimpse coming. Okay, yeah, more Wall of Roots. I am totally good with that. Where's your like discard disruption or something that like super matters, or like a crazy fucked up Court of Calling target that just beats me? Okay. We'll see what my opponent names. It's like, I have 2 Glimpse of Tomorrows on this stack. Or not on the stack, in Exile, so they can't just name that and cripple me that way. Okay, so they named Omnoth, so I'm gonna get a zombie out of this, and they're gonna pull just a couple of cards out of my deck. I think this is fine for me. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch out a land here. It's going to cost me a life, but it means that I can float some mana that's potentially more useful during my upkeep. Um, let's float like blue, green, red here. And then go ahead and cast this. Okay. I'm going to have 4 mana available. Well, no, this is going to be tapped. Oh, I'm going to loot away both these cards. It's so hard to tell whether or not I need these to come into play untapped. I'm just gonna let those enter tapped here. I guess I'm gonna just do this again. Alright, so there's my investigating. I discard 2 cards. Ooh, that's a Violent Outburst. Do I want to cast that? I literally floated the mana to do that. I could just cast it in my main phase instead after I maybe have some tokens. I guess my mana's still going to be floating. I don't have to choose now. Alright, so let's spin the wheel again. I'm going to say no to these. All. Okay. We're gonna place some triggers on the stack. I can't see all the chaos that I'm doing above the trigger pile. But I think my opponent was dead once I had a Chancellor in play and cast Violent Outburst. I believe my opponent literally would be dead, not metaphorically. What's our record now? We're up to 2-1. Okay, so this is round 4. My opponent is playing a Kahira deck. I can put a Gemstone Caverns into play. Oh, I'm playing first. That matters with just Gemstone Cavern, right? Yeah, it does. I think I'm probably supposed to mulligan this hand. I think without double red or any sort of 3 mana card to do, I just think this hand is not good. Whereas this hand is good. I'll pitch my Goblin Dark Dwellers here and work for a turn 3 Violent Outburst. I will take my Chancellor of the Forge, Gobbo token friend, absolutely. And I'll just play my tapped Triome on 1. Probably fetch a Forest, go Wave Sifter on 2, and then Violent Outburst on 3. What is that? Okay, sure. Are we just playing against some pseudo Belchery deck? Probably. Alright, let's at least pretend like the stuff that I do matters, if that's the case. Go blue-green, make 2 clues, and then crash in for 1. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm just gonna see, yeah. This is the sign of something that is not fair. Let's see if I am just dead. Okay, sure. What's your payoff? Alright. So this card. So, okay, so I guess I get to see my opponent's deck. I assume that they just put like an Emrakul or some shit on top and then I can't win. Okay, so my opponent is revealing all their stuff. So they have no more mana currently. Yeah, I'll put that on the bottom. So they just get to stack their deck. And I assume that means that I'm dead. I will try. I will try to live. I'll fetch. I guess I just preserve my life total because I'm about to spin the wheel and get rid of all of these. Well, let's do a Violent Outburst. I'll cast my Glimpse. We hit an Omnoth. We maybe can do some cool stuff. Alright, so put some triggers on the stack. Oh. Just, I win, huh? That's cool. I didn't expect to win here. Do I just, like, go above 20 life and then my opponent's Belcher didn't kill me or something? I could sit here and spend 5 minutes figuring out how their deck works, or I could just try to beat them again. I assume Goblin Charbelcher targets. I don't think that's on each opponent. I am going to check that wording real quick, though. Goblin Charbelcher. Deal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Yeah, it's target creature or player. So a Leyline of Sanctity will stop a Goblin Charbelcher from killing me. So I guess I'm good with that happening. From there, I'm not really sure how much I'm supposed to actually try and interact with my opponent's deck. Like, I'll definitely play Foundation Breakers because it's something that, like, is reasonable if they just pass a turn with the Charbelcher in play. But I'm not sure to what extent I'm supposed to, like, try things like Teferi or whatever. Fury doesn't seem super necessary. I'm going to board out all of my Furies. Seasoned Pyromancer seems kind of slow. I think I'll go down on a number of those. That gives me this much stuff, and then I'm not sure about Teferi. I think I need the Chancellor of the Forges just, like, to finish my opponent with haste. One Teferi? One Teferi for good luck. Alright, so how's my opening hand? I have Colony Garden into Wave Sifter. I have a Foundation Breaker. I can't actually get to 3 mana. I don't think this hand is better than a Leyline hand. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. How about this one? This is 2 lands. I think a Leyline hand is better than this. And I also think my 5-card hand will be of similar quality in a lot of cases. Yeah, absolutely keep this. I'll throw back my Glimpse. I'll throw back my Dark Dwellers. Done with this. I get 2 effects before the game begins. Yeah, absolutely good with this. Hello, Goblin Friend. Yeah, sure. Oh no, by 1/1. This is kind of cute. I like this. All right, I will just kind of do draw go sorts of things for a little while. I don't think I immediately cast Shardless Agent on turn 3. I think I'm supposed to wait a little while and make it so that I'm pretty sure I have enough permanence to just, like, win the game with confidence when I actually cast this Shardless Agent. Yeah. So we'll just go tap land pass. No intention of actually casting Shardless Agent next turn. I just, I don't know if my opponent can realistically win with this Leyline in play. I guess I figure it out right here, right? I get to just look at their deck. Everything is so small. All right, there's Fury, there's Reforge of the Souls, Maria's Call, which I don't think they can super realistically cast. There is a Pyromancer's Ascension. So I guess that's a thing. But my opponent doesn't have something to get this Leyline out of play. So they would need something like a Maria's Call, making Angels. But I think I will just, like, beat a couple of 4/4s. I don't know, I guess there are 3 cards in my opponent's hand that I don't know about. Okay, I do not want this Misty Rainforest. That can go on bottom on my end. I guess they could also cast Turn Timber Symbiosis, huh? Alright, am I still good with not casting Shardless Agent? I think so. I don't think this is a go as fast as I can race. I might be wrong. Oh, okay. I mean, makes sense that they would cast that. Sure. Okay. I mean, my hand is of similar quality to what it was before. Sure. I mean, do your thing. Not super sure what you can do here. Oh, okay. So you stack triple Manamorphose, sure. Then trigger Pyromancer Ascension. Okay. This is sort of neat. All right. You Manamorphose again. You start copying this. Okay. Yeah, this can go places. This seems like it is an absolute pain in the butt to execute, though, because you have to, like, or not strike your deck, you have to order your deck as you please. Okay. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so you just repeatedly Metamorphose. Sure. Cast your rituals. And then re-Metamorphose. I still believe there is nothing that just kills me in one turn, though, right? So, I don't know where this is going. Like, how am I literally dead this turn? I don't think you can Spikefield Hazard me enough to just kill me, right? Oh wait, hold on. So each one of these Bala recovery things is returning that own card to its hand, since there's 2 of them. Okay. I guess that's a problem, right? Because that just does go infinite. So I guess that does Spikefield Hazard me to death. Yeah, so they cast that, they return that. Okay. This is probably going to go on for a while. I'm just going to give you an update when something changes. Okay, my opponent has made some angels. This is a new change. They cast a ritual a whole bunch of times in the meantime. So now I'm guessing they just go ahead and return the Amaria's Call and cast it again. But this still just requires them to pass the turn, and there's a very real chance that I can just, like, beat this, right? Yeah. Uh, it seems difficult, but like, for me to beat this, but it's very possible, because my deck can do dumb things as well. Alright, I'll update you again if they do something cool. Okay, looks like my opponent has finally passed the turn. They have a handful of angels, and now I have to get kinda lucky here. They also have a Goblin Charbelcher in play, so I'm also gonna need to hit a new Leyline here, I think, in order to not die. Alright. I think I'm gonna cast my good old Shardless Agent here, and I guess leave a red floating. I don't think the color matters too much. I will cast this. If I don't hit a Leyline, my opponent has an opportunity to just, like, fire the laser. Yeah, okay, of course they have. Wait. Okay, so they have multiple Pact of Negations to pay for, but I guess they have enough treasures that that's fine. Okay. So that means that I am dead here. Oh, okay, neat. So they don't actually have to pay for multiple packs, right? Because, like, the second one was just automatically countered by, um, whatchamacallit, my spell leaving the stack in the first place. Yeah, I will die. That's fine. Yeah, so my opponent has no way to easily kill me once I have a Leyline in play. That's good to know. So Teferi will stop the copying. I think copying counts as casting, question mark. Otherwise, I think I do just want the Teferi to just have an out to bouncing Goblin Charbelcher. I can also just play Force of Vigor as something that gets rid of Pyromancer Ascension. I could Mystical Dispute as well. Like, not fantastic, though. I think I'm going to play these, but not go so deep as to play the Mystical Disputes. Yeah. I guess I just junk the Tireless Provisioners. Kinda hoping to have some oomph in the opening hand, or a Leyline. So this is a weird one. So I have a Force of Vigor. I have a turn 3 Violent Outburst. I think Force of Vigor is good enough to just keep this hand. I don't know. Like, it's weird. So if my opponent does the recross the paths thing and they do a draw 7, then that gets rid of my Force of Vigor? Maybe this isn't good enough to keep. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is much better. I'll pitch my Goblin Dark Dwellers here. And then I have a turn 3 with some bonus permanents. That's pretty good. So I'll play my Colony Garden and pass. And my opponent will just play a tapped land of some nature, and I'll probably just do the same, honestly. Patch out that Triome here. Oh. You know what? You know what? Feeling it, plant token. I'm feeling it. Alright, that is an untapped land. Sure. Okay, opponent is doing the thing. Okay, but then just passing the turn. I will absolutely force a Vigor to treasure tokens. I am totally good with doing that. So this is blue or red. I have green. This can be anything. I'll just grab like a forest. I'll cast the Violent Outburst, and we'll kind of see where it goes. Cast this. Holy cow. We'll put the Violent Outburst on bottom. Draw my card. Create my plant. Do I just want a Violent Outburst again right now? No. I think I let this trigger resolve. And then do it. Just spin the wheels again. Oh, I could have floated in a mana. Well, let's cast that. Oh, that's double Chancellor there. A lot of land. I need to Goblin Dark Dwellers here. So yes, I will pay for these. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait, maybe I don't. Maybe this is just lethal. 18? 6 times 3, 18? Yeah, that's just lethal. Get him. Act of the Titan. Okay. I will absolutely kill you with your own Pact of the Titan by exiling your treasure tokens. Yeah. Absolutely good with that. Alright, so you're at 2. Let's get some mana sources out of the deck. And then I can cast a Goblin Dark Dwellers. Super weird that I have to, like, lose this much life to do this stuff, but I think it's good. As long as I keep a green card in hand. Okay. Yeah, my opponent sees there's more coming and just concedes. Like, I just wanted to make sure they couldn't, like, ritual and stay alive. But once I get rid of these two, we're totally good. I think that brings me up to 3-1. It does. Our only loss is to Enchantress. Alright, final round, I am playing against a Yorion deck, which I'm guessing in Modern means that, like, Greed Pile deck. I have a lot of permanents, but I don't have any enablers. I think I mulligan here. Okay, now I seem to have a pretty balanced hand. This is going to be a keep. Turn 1, Colony Garden. Turn 2, nothing. Turn 3, I can go for it if I want. I think I just pitched my most expensive card here. Oop. I am on the play. I will play my Colony Garden and get my plant. So, like, given how fast these games go, I haven't really gotten a chance to, like, really develop a feel for what cards I throw back from mulligans impact my decisions. So, like, for example, I pitched a Goblin Dark Dwellers. If I'm playing against a deck with a bunch of counter magic, do I need to have that Goblin Dark Dwellers to try and get through the things that my opponent is doing? Or am I just supposed to, like, keep the things like the Seasoned Pyromancer and loot through cards? I feel like the Seasoned Pyromancer is a little awkward here unless I draw something I don't really have to play. Okay, that's fine. I think I'm gonna just not just play something into, like, actual factual counterspell here. Green, red, I think. And I will shock for it. Nope, that's not gonna work. I am just going to cast this and loot away these 2 cards and keep 2 ways of going off. Now I have 3. So I'll feel pretty comfortable about at least attempting next turn. Although honestly, I'm not entirely sure if I'm supposed to attempt to go off pre or post combat. Because I can just take 4 points of damage in and then, like, do a post combat thing. Or I can try to go for the gold and, like, get something that allows me to Chancellor of the Forge. I'll just go for the gold. We're here to do the thing, right? I have literal 0 experience beyond this league with this deck, so let's see how it plays out. I imagine this just gets counterspelled and then I attack in for 4, and, like, that's my turn. And then I attempt again next turn and the turn after. Okay, a Force of Negation. That's fine. I'll attack in for 4. And then even if my combo doesn't work next turn, I still just attack in for 6. And then I have Goblin Dark Dwellers not too far around the corner after that. I think I'm okay. If my opponent taps out for, like, an Omnath or something, they need a Force of Negation or their pants down to my shenanigans. Okay, there's a glimpse. I mean, show me your other Force of Negation, basically. I will cast my glimpse. Do you have it? You do not have it. So this is an Omnath. I will get my mana. I want this for a second red, so I will pay the life. Alright, that's a lot of triggers. Let's just yield to all of that. I'll draw my card. I'll yield to that. I'll make my creatures bigger. I think I just want a Goblin Dark Dwellers here. I guess there's Endurance to think about, and Violent Outburst doesn't open me up to that. Yeah, I guess I'll Violent Outburst first then. Alright. Oh shit, where is the other one? Oh shit, one got Force of Negation. Oh, alright, I bungled that then. Yeah, I had to Goblin Dark Dwellers that one back. Yeah, so that's 1 in hand. I thought I popped out the Revealed Zone, but this is my Revealed Zone. I popped out the Exile, and that 1 card there is wrong. Okay, yeah, I just fucked that up. I think I punted this game. It's impossible to know, but it's very likely that, like, playing a Goblin Dark Dwellers again just, like, gets me to where I need to go. And then I can have the Violent Outburst afterwards for my Goblin tokens. Yeah, I think I punted that one. Okay, there's an Abundant Growth. That's not that big of a deal. Okay. The fetch land means that my opponent gains some life. Yeah, I'm not super poised to do well here. Yeah, I think I just punted this game. Alright, my opponent bounces their Yori into hand, which they can just play. Yeah, now my opponent is just kind of like doing their thing, and I've hamstringed myself. I think if I don't draw a fetch land, I'm in trouble. I can crack a clue to find one. Um, I'm not really in good shape. Opponent gets a couple of redraws off these permanents re-entering the battlefield. Okay, JK, it's a fetch land. Everything's fine. Alright, the land. Omnath triggers. Fetch. Will give me mana. Grab a Stomping Grounds here. Guess I will float a whole bunch of mana. Cast the Goblin Dark Dwellers. Use that to Glimpse again. I will cast it. This is tapped, this is tapped, this is tapped. 3, 4. Yeah, I'll pay the life. Okay. Chancellor on bottom. These colonies. Then cast a Violent Outburst. Oh, I guess I did this wrong. I want to do that after this trigger resolves. I need to play tighter than I'm playing. Can I Omnath first? Do I have an untapped white source that I can play, right? Yes. Alright, there's Omnath. Oh, wait. But I'm going to just trigger this once. Because my fetch line is already in play, not in hand. Okay, so I will just kind of wait a turn to go off here. I think I had a kill this turn if I was playing tighter. Next turn, I will just, like, play another Chancellor and attack for what is hopefully lethal pretty easily. We'll see. I don't know, like, what my opponent has access to here. Guessing this is a prismatic ending to get rid of my Omnath. That's fine. Got a fetch for a couple of life. Alright, so I'm going to take 4 in the air. I'll go to 9. That's all fine. I don't think I'm going to fetch here. Just always yield to my Glimpse. The game's going to be over before that matters. Okay. Omnath is basically going to be free. I will cast Omnath. Get to draw a card. Oh, yeah, that's good. Alright, play this. Omnath's ability triggers for the first time. I'll fetch. Grab some land. Omnath's ability triggers again. I think it's just safest to play Chancellor of the Forge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That gives me 9 hasty creatures. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, play my Chancellor. That's approximately 1 billion power. Send it all, and then don't attack with the plants. They can be chump blockers for an Omnath. My opponent has a fetch land, so they can gain a little bit of life here. Yeah, so they're doing that. Alright, so that gives them 4 life. They're up to 18. And 14, 18 exactly? I think I still have lethal. This is also not counting an Omnath trigger that I have still. Ooh. Okay. So that blinks Yorion. Yorion blinks Omnath. Okay, yeah, they still go to 0. Because their Omnath doesn't come back until end of turn. Okay, I did not deserve to win that game. I made a bunch of different errors. Alright, I don't know that I really need to sideboard. My opponent's doing similar things, and I have the ability to kind of play a shitty mid-range game while they have to hold up counter spells, and if they don't, I attempt to kill them. I think I will go bigger than a lot of their Omnath shenanigans, at least some portion of the time. Some of these things that can't attack through an opposing Omnath lose out on some value. So, like, the Tireless Provisioners and Wave Sifters lose out on a little bit, but I don't know that I'm, like, how much stuff I'm actually supposed to sideboard in. But, like, a Fury, for example, at the end of a day is a 3/3 double striker that can kill an Omnath or attack through, like, kill a Yorion or something like that. I kind of want Teferis. I think I'm just going to board in 2 Teferis and call that good. What do I want to board out? Maybe, like, a Seasoned Pyromancer or 2, because, like, the 1/1 tokens aren't going to super matter at the end of the day versus something like an Omnath that is causing them to gain life. I don't know what sort of hate I have to worry about from this deck other than just counter spells. Alright, yeah, and looks absolutely fine. So, like, I have a Colony Garden to get me started with permanents, and then I have Wave Sifter as well. I also just have, like, 2 different initial ways to go off, so, like, I have that going for me. So, like, one counter spell is not going to make or break it for me this game. Ryan, was this? Rug. Sure, that's fine. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Is this just... Oh! That's... Oh, super surprised my opponent didn't just dome my plant token there. But I guess that's fine. Do I want to shock myself? / like, how quickly am I going to attempt to go off here? I think I'm going to be jamming in the not too distant future. So I'm just going to grab basics and do this. I will just evoke for my 2 permanents. We'll see if my opponent's... no, just going for land drops. I guess that means my opponent's confident. Oh, okay, that's what it means. Now I know what hate card I'm having to deal with. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm not in a great spot. I can roll the dice on 3 permanents, but I don't think I beat my opponent doing that a lot of the time. I think I'm just going to play my Tireless Provisioner and pass the turn, and then try to play a fetch land next turn, and then do the thing afterwards. If my thing doesn't work, then I can try it again via Goblin Dark Dwellers. So, like, that's fine. I do love me some Goblin Dark Dwellers. Okay, it's a Teferi. That bounces my idiot. Teferi's real bad for me, right? Like, that just means I can't do my Cascade shenanigans. Yeah, that's not good. So I will replay this. Then I can, like, play my fetch, yield to this, make a treasure, fetch. I could technically, like, cast one of my things, but I can't do what I want through Teferi. Accordingly, gonna get this. I'm gonna have to play this shitty control game where I have to try, where, like, I try to attack this Teferi and kill it. I'll make a treasure. Could suspend this glimpse, but there's a good chance of the time where that just comes back and bites me in the butt. Another thing I can do is just straight up hard cast a Chancellor of the Forge and just, like, make some hasty tokens that finish off a Teferi. That's something that can somewhat realistically happen. Fuck you! Don't like it. Punished for taking the lazy F6 streamer value. Although honestly, my opponent might not just use it yet, yeah. Alright. I play my land. Yes. I'll make a treasure. I will then cast my Chancellor of the Forge. I am about to lose out on some value, but I think I just need to get this 5/5 into play. Ascend all of this at Teferi. My opponent's going to block here and then nuke these things. And I'm not actually going to kill the Teferi, but it's my hope that I get to kill it the following turn and then do cool things. There's this issue, though, where this Renin 6 has the ability to ultimate. I don't know that that matters right now, but it's definitely scary if removal spells start getting involved. Yeah, your land drop is fine. Happy enough if you're making one of those and not, like, playing an Omnath or something. Alright. That is a large amount of open mana. I do not expect this to work. But we're going to send at the Teferi. Oh my god, the Teferi's dead. Okay, I mean, in that case... Oh shit, because my opponent blew up those, whatchamacallits, I don't have access to red, which is something that I, like, definitely want. Alright, I will cast my Shardless Agent, leaving a green and a red floating. Now, very notably, I have 2 of my glimpses in my hand. So if this one gets Force of Negation, it's awkward for me. Yeah. That sure is awkward. So now my Goblin Dark Dwellers doesn't actually cast a Glimpse of Tomorrow anymore. Now my opponent has a Renin 6 emblem to boot. I am going to try to just kill my opponent in 2 turns by attacking them for 7 and then attacking them for 7 and hoping they, like, fetch or something. I don't think that's super likely to happen. So I'm going to hit something like an Omnath or an Endurance or something like that that just gets in the way. Do I just go face? I think I just go face. I don't think I'm winning this game if it goes long. My opponent has 7 cards. My cards don't really do anything. Just call it a turn. It's super weird to me that I have 3 Glimpse of Tomorrows and like I've drawn 2. Wow, that was super conservative, like opting to take 5 play around stuff. Yeah, I think I'm dead. I think I am just like not winning from here. Just having double Glimpse of Tomorrow drawn is absolutely brutal. And I think I sideboarded out most of my Seasoned Pyromancers as well. Yeah, rough. Can't really concede here. Because, like, I'm still alive to just kill my opponent with a couple of 4/4 Menace. I think I'm dead now. But I don't know. Well, that's a super important draw. Alright, I'm going to attempt to kill this Renin 6. If this works, then I take that off the battlefield, like, maybe. But, I don't know. Like, my opponent has a Renin 6 emblem. So, like, let's just not forget that. So, like, if my opponent has a reasonably good spell, like, say, I don't know, a Ephemerate, and they get that going, like, Ephemerate Solitude is just something that repeatedly happens for 1 mana plus a land discard. Yeah, not happy about my prospects. Okay, I mean, there's my first land to do stuff that matters. I'm just going to hold the Solitude back and see if I can trade it with this. Sorry, I'm going to hold my Shardless Agent back and see if I can trade it with a Solitude. That's not something that I expect my opponent to do, though. Okay. So, there's the Omnoth. Am I comfortable conceding? My opponent's Force of Negation has Retraced. Now, they now have expressive iterations that have Retraced. They're going to have Omnoth. I think at this point I can throw in the towel here and be comfortable with that and not just, like, drag this game on. Do I want to board in a couple of Seasoned Pyromancers after I saw that I got Glimpses stuck in my hand and it was bad for me? I don't think so. Like, the only reason it was super bad was because I did not have access to red. So I think I'm okay with where things stand. I could consider Mystical Disputes, but I don't know. I don't feel like they're super necessary. Let's see. I am on the play. I have 2 ways of going off. I wouldn't really do so on turn 3. I think I mulligan this one. I think double legendary land here is pretty bad. Like, that's already a mulligan. This hand is fine. I don't think it's good, but it's fine. All right, this was a mulligan, so I actually have to get rid of one of these. Get rid of Steam Vents. Biome into Mountain, suspend Glimpse, work towards Omnoth later. Red, green, blue, white. I also just have Omnoth mana in hand, but I don't know, maybe I take the damage and pitch Mountain. Just make it so I'm a little more likely to play the Omnoth on curve. Alright, hello my goblin friend. Welcome. And I'll bash in for 1. Opponent goes to 19. Another reason to, like, concede the previous game was straight up so that I can reserve clock for this game. Because let's be real, they're not really a control mirror. That's not fair, but these Omnoth mirrors and involve an absolutely insane amount of life gain and board stalls and stuff. Oh wow, my opponent kept a 1-lander. Must mean they have a lot of free interaction. Okay. I'll just bash in for my 1 here. Put my opponent to 17. I'll play a land, and we'll just chill. I would really like to hit my next land drop to play this Omnoth, because I don't really have enough permanence as of right now. Especially if my opponent is just, like, has a handful of, like, Force of Negation type cards. Alright. I mean, that's not the Omnoth, but it's not bad. Crash 1. Opponent goes to 16. And I'll evoke my Wave Sifter here. Or 2 permanents. Now, my opponent could play something like an EE and sweep a couple of my permanents and really dampen the power of my Glimpse. They can also just cast a Force of Negation. And I obviously don't have a counterspell that gets to back this up here. That is a Fury to get rid of one token. That's rough, and they don't get to, like, ephemerate it or anything to cheat on mana. Alright. So I will float some mana here because I'm about to potentially lose these things. Actually, do I float the mana? If I don't float the mana and this gets countered, I can just, like, potentially rip a land and play an Omnath. I think I don't float the mana. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I'm not going to float the mana. Alright, so I cast. Okay, yeah, there's the Force of Negation that I was kind of expecting. Okay, yeah, there's a land. Alright, green, blue or red, white. So it doesn't matter too much what I get. Stomping Grounds. Green, blue, red, white. Stomping Grounds will work. Let's do that. Pay the life for it. Green, red, blue, white. This will draw me a card. Okay. So my opponent is on 2 cards. I have a billion things here. Yeah, like my opponent has just used pitch spells and like they're not hitting land drops. I will just like straight up play something stupid like a Fury and just kill them with that. Oh, or I can do this. This is fine too. Yeah. I'll do the thing from this number of permanents. I'll cast the Shardless Agent. I'll leave myself a red and cast my Glimpse. Okay. Well, I found a Teferi. I will make some treasures. Absolutely make some treasures. Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, do shit here. Yeah, so I'll fetch. I think this is game over this turn, or very close to it. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time thinking about what lands to fetch here accordingly. I am just going to fetch. Yeah. Treasure. So this is 5, 6, 7. I can just play a Chancellor and start attacking with it immediately. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, yeah, my opponent has conceded. And yeah, that was a 4-1. That was a 4-1 where my only loss was to Enchantress and where I made a shit ton of mistakes. Overall thoughts on the deck list? Pretty good. Like, this is a deck list that looks really simple at first glance, like cast a 3-drop, win game, but it's not. There's a lot of small optimization and lines here. There is a high skill ceiling for this deck in terms of thinking about what cards you throw back with your mulligans, in terms of thinking out which lands you fetch out, orders that you play cards, how long you sandbag your going off cards for. I really like this deck. This deck is super neat. I enjoyed playing this a lot. I don't have too many thoughts on the deck list itself. I've kind of been thinking about the Emrakul in the sideboard, and I'm wondering if that's there so that, like, if you can keep spinning the wheel, you just, like, eventually hit the Emrakul, or, like, you get to 15 treasure tokens via Tireless Provisioner and cast it. I've been thinking about that a little bit, and I'm wondering if that's there entirely because of Mill, or if, like, that's a, hey, there's these fringe scenarios where you might need an extra turn or an Annihilator thing. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Mystical Dispute. Like, I don't think I boarded that in all league, and like, it's something like it's a counterspell, and that's fine and all, but I don't know how good it actually is for this deck, because against a lot of other combo decks, I think you kind of spin the wheel on turn 3 and hope to get there. But I like a lot of what this deck has to offer, and 100% would be interested in playing more of it. If you all enjoyed this video and you made it this far, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Those things help me out for free and cost you nothing. Have a great rest of the day, and if you want to try this one out, the information is always available in the video description. Have a great rest of the day. See ya!